Remember, do not despise the day of small things. Hey everyone, my name is AJ and welcome back to the Crazy Dreamer Network, where I love to infuse spirituality and practicality for the culture. If you like topics as such, if you're interested in spirituality that meets practical standards so you can actually achieve your goals, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this video with loved ones or anybody who could benefit from the message. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. So I chose to talk about, remember, do not despise the day of small things. Now, I got this premise or this principle from this really prolific metaphysician, author, Florence Scovel Shinn. She was born sometime in the 1800s and she made this really amazing book called The Game of Life and How to Play It, as well as other books. I think I mentioned her in my prior video. You guys should really check her out. Her audiobooks are all over YouTube. They will really change your life, or they will at least give you a perspective to heighten your awareness. Okay, so I was just reading her book. It's like an amalgamation of all of her books because they're kind of short. And I got this at Barnes & Noble last year sometime. And I was reading it and I came across this line, and I'll repeat it yet again. Remember, do not despise the day of small things. And it just struck a chord with me. It totally just struck a chord with me. So I took a couple notes, you know, just whatever popped into my mind and what I got out of that notion, right? So this line is actually referenced from her book, The Power of the Spoken Word, if you're interested. So maybe you don't want to sift through like a couple of her books that she has available. So that's the title of the book that I got this line from. Again, The Power of the Spoken Word. So here's what I got out of this very prolific statement. Every action, no matter how uneventful it may appear, is working in accordance to our highest good. Okay, no matter how small or mundane, you know, the day-to-day may seem. It's like that Will Smith interview that he gives, and he talks about laying each brick perfectly, right? Day by day. As long as we do our best to lay that brick as perfect as we can, even though it may seem trivial or mundane, eventually we'll have a structure. Eventually we'll have a house. Eventually we'll have that. Literally, I believe that's where the term brick and mortar comes from, right? So we will have that established construct that we saw in our mind that just started off as one measly brick. Okay, so to me, that's kind of what that means. Like, do not overlook the small task because it's all adding up, right? Everything is adding up and it all works in accordance to our highest good, no matter how mundane or no matter how trivial, or even no matter how like small something seems, no matter how irrelevant it seems, it's all working out in our favor. You know, that's one of my affirmations. The universe is always working in my highest good. The universe is always looking out for me. So to really have a knowing, to really have a core knowing of that deep, profound principle, is to steadily trust in the process. Okay, and that could be hard to do moment to moment, because especially in today's society, we want everything to happen immediately. We were given this world, we did not make it, okay? So I don't think that's any fault of our own, but it's up to us to unlearn the things that we have learned, okay? And instant gratification, while it may feel good momentarily, it does not stretch into the long haul, right? That's why they say stop chasing happiness, find purpose, because when we live purpose-filled lives, then we ultimately have something to get up for and to kind of like live for every day. And in those little small like wins, that's what makes us the happiest. It really is the small things that make life just chef's kiss, right? You know, it's not those big, it's typically, I'll say that, it's typically not those big overarching you know, things that happen to us. It's really the small things, you know. It's maybe enjoying a day with your little niece, you know, watching her laugh and giggle, spending some time with your mom, your dad, your family, your friends, you know, that really leave an imprint in your life, you know, and all that adds up. Okay, to know this is to steadily trust in the process that the things in which you've asked for have been set in motion to be delivered to you according to your faith, right? According to your faith. And that means active faith. So some of us may be wondering, well, okay, faith, I understand that, but what do you mean active faith? By meeting God, the higher self, source energy, infinite intelligence, whatever name you give to it, halfway, okay? To me, the ultimate example of faith is to keep going no matter what perceived obstacle you're going through in the moment. You have enough audacity, right? It's almost like former President Barack Obama's autobiography, The Audacity of Hope. Almost like the audacity of him to have thought he could have been the first black president. That's just active faith. He kept going. He said, okay, look, I set my intention out here and I just got to keep going. If it happens, it happens. Amazing. I'm thrilled. And if it doesn't, God, source energy, has bigger plans for me, has something better lined up for me. You know, that is of what is referred to as the highest good. So obviously, to me, from that example, Barack Obama being the first black president of the United States was in his highest good, okay? That was his destiny to have been fulfilled. So active faith, the perpetuation and the steady movement while you already know in the back of your mind, I put it out there. It's up to me to meet God halfway and to just continue to work and just be certain that what it is that I asked for is going to come because I asked for it. And if it wasn't in my heart to fulfill, I don't think I would have even had the inclination to ask for this particular thing, right? So I really hope that makes sense. So going forth with that whole notion of active faith, it even says in the Bible, and you know, I'm gonna just tell you now, no, I did not remember this verse per se. I remembered the verse, but I didn't remember this exact scripture. I had to look it up. But it says faith without works is dead. And I've been hearing that a lot lately. And that's James 18. That's what I had to look up. I didn't know like exactly what portion of the Bible that was from. And it's so funny because when I looked it up, I Googled it. When I looked it up, the kind of like it had more to it, right? And the example they gave for it was perfect, was literally perfect. It says, for as the body without the spirit is dead, faith without works is dead. We need something to put our faith into action. And that is the human vessel, right? It's like God needs something to put Christ consciousness in, right? His children in, right? And that is the human vessel. That is the portion of God. When it says in the Bible, we are created in the image of God, that's what that means. Like we also have God-like capabilities. Since we're allowed to co-create with spirit, we have God-like capabilities, but God literally needed like human vessels to orchestrate that out of. It's like an instrument, right? The sound comes from within almost, but you do need an instrument, that vessel, to produce it. So there we have it. That was a prime example. I thought that was really good. If you guys want to look up those Bible verses is James 2:14 through 26. So James 2:14 through 26. Now, to me, in my humble opinion, the Bible is one of the best manifestation books / tools around. It even talks about manifestation during the moon cycles. It mentions the new moon a lot from, what I've come to gather, and I'm pretty sure it mentions the full moon, but the Bible is one of the hardest, manifestation books known to man. And I'm not a religious person. I wouldn't consider myself a religious person because the dogma of religion has, to me, it's been kind of messy. So I try to be open with everything that I receive from God, from Spirit, and not to just confine it. So I say that to say, and if I'm saying I'm not a religious person who does not deem themselves this religion or that religion, but I can honestly say that the Bible has very, very powerful understandings in it. It just goes to show that when you have an open mind and an open heart, that whatever message that Spirit is trying to convey, it will come across, and it doesn't matter how it comes across, it just will, right? It's going to resonate with you. So with that being said, it's the small things in life that really matter, and it would be in our best interest not to overlook those small things, because in actuality, it's all working in congruence towards our highest goal, right? Our highest achievements, whatever that may be. So I hope this made sense, guys. I love you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Crazy Dreamer Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this content with loved ones, family, or friends, or anybody who can best benefit from the message. I do personal readings. If you are interested in that, my website will be in the description box below. And I love you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.